So, quite a weekend for me. Two of the most influential people in my life celebrated their birthday yesterday. My Juliana, and just a few years apart, my dad. Um, so that's what's been on my mind. So Mark Twain said, "When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in just 7 years." So um, that's kind of like my story with my old man. Now with a few more years in between, I've kind of learned to appreciate the greatness of the man who, we've had our struggles. I was thinking about, at his celebration, in about a month we're going to be taking 60 odd boys and mentors up, to the wilderness to kind of see what we can dig up, unpack the stuff that messes up our life. And father issues, mother issues, always a big part of it. And one of the things that we tell our mentors who grow up with us is, if you don't do your work first, how do you know how to guide youth through that territory? So today is like me practicing what I preach, doing a little bit of the work. My father turned 85 years old yesterday. All 8 of his kids and dozens of grandkids and great-grandkids came in from all over the country to honor him. It was quite a party. And like I said, he and I had some rough patches. And there was a good amount of time that I was, pretty angry at him for not being the father that I wanted to have. Of course, I'm pretty sure I wasn't quite the idyllic son that he was expecting either. But like Mark Twain's quote, the years have allowed me to understand a little better the wisdom and the greatness that he developed over his lifetime. And Mark Twain's wisdom informed my dad's generation. My generation was, in part at least, informed by the psychology that taught us how parents screw up their kids. So I figured, to honor him, I wrote something to just continue that proud tradition of blaming everything on the father. So here's what I said to him. "Pop, I blame you for not being the man I wanted you to be. Instead, you showed me that a man has to be himself, not who the world wants you to be." See, I built up some kind of superhero, figure out of my dad that nobody could live up to, and then I got angry when he didn't live up to that fantasy. "Pop, you made some mistakes, but I think I survived them. Pop, I blame you for being a hard-headed, stubborn-ass man. So hard-headed that no matter what the world threw at you, you found a way. I got that from you. Your life was hard, growing up the poor immigrant of an Italian, hard, tough, stern father. You persevered and made sure that your kids never had to worry about a roof over our head or going without a single meal. Pop, I blame you for pride. The kind of pride that wouldn't allow anybody to talk down to your kids. I remember the time when you had just scolded Ricky in the back seat of our car on the way to church, and then another man who was walking alongside the car said something to him from outside the car. You stopped the car, got out, and let that man have it. Nobody talks to your kids that way, except you. Pop, I blame you for being hard. Your hardness built us a house so that your kids didn't have to sleep 4 in a bedroom. Pop, I blame you for not hiding your anger so that I could learn that anger can have love in it, and intelligence, and motivation. Pop, I blame you for coming home late and tired and moody because you were out sacrificing, working for your family. Pop, I'm trying to find a way to blame you for one lesson I still haven't learned: how to be a good son. I saw how you cared for Grandma, paid her back for all that she sacrificed for you. I only hope that someday I can live up to that example. There's just some other things I gotta blame you for. For being the life of the party, for being everybody's favorite Uncle Johnny, for 100 bad jokes and 1,000 good ones, for reminding us to never stop singing or dancing, for teaching us the value of family. Pop, I blame you for love. Happy 85th, old man. Now you gotta make a promise to me that you'll throw me an 85th party.